Ah, I can't believe I finally finished the Anastasia trailer. Huh, what is this? I already have a comment, eh?
Hey, how do I cook the perfect fish and chips?
Oh, well, I might as well respond. I might make a video for you.
At Danny Lee Cooking. Thanks. What?
TBD.
At Danny Lee Cooking. Okay. Can you cook fish and chips?
Yeah.
His name is Danny DeVito. He will defeat you if he wants, if he please. And if you don't give him his lemons, then he will break your knees. Your knees. His name is Danny DeVito. He really needs those lemons. And if you don't give them to him, he'll break your knee.
Oi, Brian. Hello, everybody. Today we're making fish and chips, courtesy of this person right here. So yeah, let's do it. Now, the first thing you need for fish and chips are potatoes. So we have one potato. We have two potatoes. And finally we have three potatoes. This is that Idaho spud right here. So just give this all a good wash. Give yourself a good wash as well. Now that our potatoes are nice and washed, it's time to cut them. I'm using the thick setting on my French fry maker here. If you don't have one of these, you're gonna have to cut them hand style. Personally, I'm lazy, so we're not gonna do that. We're going thick cut because that just feels more fish and chippy to me. I might have to cut this potato in half. No, I'm gonna have to cut this potato in half. Does this even fit? Oh wait, no, I have to put it in as it was originally. Okay, we're gonna do the other half first. Alright, there's one potato. I have to get other half in. What the bayou are they cooking up in Idaho? French fry. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the water bowl. Into this bowl, we have some salt. And with him, we mix all the fury of Mother Russia. Yes. Yes. Oh, that is salt water like ocean. Now, into water, we have fry mixture. Hey, baby. It is what I call perfection. We let this sit 15 minutes. Let me set timer now. Set timer a minute. 15 minutes. Start. We have 15-minute timer. It is my honor to present to you a bowl. Now in this bowl, we need all the flour I have, which is not a lot. Alright everybody, I've run out of flour, but it is okay, because I present to you bluebird flour, one of the finest flours on the entire planet. Oh, it is a very nice flour indeed. I'm gonna want about a cup and a half, 2 cups of flour in the bowl. Into that, we want to add cornstarch, about a cup to a cup and a half cornstarch. Then we are going to want to season, and I mean season. We have salt. We have the king of flavor. I present to you MSG. Just a small tablespoon of bacon powder, or just a pinch of cayenne pepper, pinch of the actual pepper, a bit of paprika. Finally, into this I will add a little bit of fish and seafood OSMO seasoning. We have OSMO, so now we give it a nice stirring. Yes. Alright, we have the perfect batter. Now we have plate as well. On plate, we add a little more flour. Not too much though. And to add to that, I'm going to add about equal parts cornstarch. Close that right up. Give that a little whisk. Finally, some MSG, and of course, some salt. The classics of seasoning. Well, MSG isn't a classic, but it sure is good, being. Right, being. Now we have the fish. Oy, quality stuff. Okay, so here we get the bags open. Oy, man, the package refuses to open. Oy, man. Everyone's favorite area in the daily cooking show. Okay, I got it open. Very open indeed. Now, dejuice it. Oi. The fish has been thoroughly dejuiced, so we get a plate, onto said plate, in which we will get to it in just a moment. So we have 2 plates of fish in it. Cancel the timer. We'll get to the chips in just a minute. Now this part is a bit iffy. You understand this is a recipe that hails from Great Britain. So this part's going to be a little taboo. I am going to season the fish. I know. It is something very taboo in Great Britain, seasoning things. However, I like to do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. but I will do it my way, and I will enjoy. The 3 seasonings I'm using are OSMO Salt, MSG, and the OSMO Fish and Seafood Seasoning. Alright, we have one side seasoned. Time to do other side. You simply flip. Voila, time to season. Alright, we have fish seasoned, so it's time to return to the grand world of French fries. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the pan. In one set pan, I'm going to lay down an unholy amount of paper towel. Yes, profit. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present the return of the ball. Now as we go over to favorite kitchen spot, we go over to sink. Now we are back at sink, and I have bowl. You must drain the bowl. Now look, we have potato. Back here on pan, we want to evenly spread out said potato in an effort to get it dry. Because in case you do not know, moisture is great enemy of potato. A frying potato, I mean. Now I'm being kinda lazy with this. Ideally you wanna have none overlapping whatsoever, have it evenly spread out, probably across 2 pans. I am a lazy Russian man, so I do not care. Lay the paper towel on top. Yeah, ideally you want to let it rest for an hour. I am going to let it rest for a legendary 15 minutes. If you have an hour, please do it. I have no idea if this is actually going to work. So, I'm going to let this refrigerate for about 15 minutes. Perfect. Hello everybody, before we continue onward, I'd like to give a small warning. The next bit of footage got corrupted, however I did manage to restore it. However, due to the fact that I don't have much money on me right now, the video that I restored is a little interesting to say the least. So, please bear with me as the next bit of footage might look a tad bit weird. It's time for French fry. Alright, we have a fryer that is ripping hot. And we have what are hopefully dry French fries. So, we are going to par fry them. Alright, it's time to par fry fries. We will fry them in fryer. My fryer is on a 375. It's a little higher than you wanted, but since I'm doing both fish and chips, I am being lazy with it. So we want to cook them around 2.5 to 5 minutes before everything goes to pot. Remember, a man with overcooked fries is a sad man. And since we are double frying for supreme flavor and crisp, we do not want them to get too cooked on the first round, and they still have 2 more rounds. Alright, it is time to engage in frying. Since these are still very wet, very slowly and very carefully lower them into the oil. I mean very, very careful and slow to all accords. Now we re-paper tail this, and as soon as those fries are done, we get to lay them back on this for another 15 minutes. Alright, I believe it is time. Oh yeah, this is good time to pull them. Oh. Look, you could tell they're just barely starting to get to a point where they can get golden brown. They are somewhat crisp on the outside, which is exactly what we want. Alright, over this side I'm going to lay down this batch of fries. This side I'm going to very gently lay down this batch of fries. If you have things like this where they fork or prong or something, just poke them out. Poke. Alright, then basket, back to the fryer. We'll come back to this soon, don't worry. Try to spread them out evenly, but of course be careful because it is very hot, it is boiling oil. After you get them out like this, we're good to cover them up again, try to absorb some of the excess oil. The last time, 15 minutes in the refrigerator. During this small little rest, it is good time to get out another one of Comrade Bowl and make some tartar sauce. Alright everyone, it's time to learn with Danny how to make tartar sauce. So first, into bowl we have mayonnaise. I'm using olive oil mayonnaise. Oh, please. You want a lot of mayo. Alright, that should be a sufficient amount of mayo. You want about 1 to 2 cups, depending on how much you want, right? I literally only have enough for 1 cup of mayonnaise. And into this pot we want a pinch of yellow mustard, about a tablespoon if you're into measurements and stuff. Into that I'm also going to add a small touch of grated garlic. You know I am a man who loves his garlic. And finally, it's time for the pickles. Now I have a jar of pickles and some pickled relish. I'm going to use some of the juice to try and loosen up some of the relish in here. And all that relish, as much as I can get out. About a tablespoon of the juice. Some lemon juice. Finally, the recipe calls for more pickles, so I'm going to get out most of the pickle. Since I am thoroughly out of pre-made relish, we are going to put some pickle on the counter here with all the lovely seasonings still in it, preferably. They'll get in the tartar sauce and it'll taste like heaven. Then, with that, I'm going to bust out Comrade knife, and we are going to just utterly ruin the whole career of these things. Now that we have thoroughly chopped pickles, we can scoop them all into hand. And in hand, we can put them in bowl. Then in bowl, I am mixing in some salt. touch of MSG and just a little bit of some dried herb. Finally, we can mix and create ultimate tartar sauce. Tartar sauce that the world would be proud of. Oh man, I wish I had some Cupid mail for these. And here we have it. Tartar sauce. Oh man, it is good. Just a touch of a little pepper. And then, now we really have ultimate tartar sauce. It is a tad bit salty though, so if you are not a freak like me who devours salt by the gallons, then don't add that extra little pinch of salt I added. But other than that, boy, this is supremely good tartar sauce. Now you might be asking yourself, hey Danny, what do you do with excess pickle juice? Well, I say, don't be weird. Drink pickle juice, it makes you nice and strong. Nothing yet like a good jar of pickled juice. Alright, so here we have the dredging mix. Oh, not yet. Here we have the batter. It is time to add the most important components. For this here batter, I will add an egg and 1 can of beer. Ah, smells terrible. I begin. Now we're gonna want to be quite sparing with this because we want to have a nice batter, nothing too overly insane, if you catch my drift. Oh, yes, I know. Oven, shut up! Finally, oh, frick, I'll just add the rest of it. I'm not gonna use this for anything else, and it needs to be fairly runny batter. Now you always want to add the beer right before you fry. It makes life just a tad bit better. Just like that, out of beer. Yet! Do not worry, this will not be alcoholic, and if you really are against using beer, use apple juice instead. But point is, the beer works really well in this batter and allows for really crispy fish. Now we have good batter and we have good dredge. Here we have the fryer, and I'm going to lower the baskets into the oil for a very specific reason. Here's what you need to do. You need to grab your fish fillet, shake it off, make sure that there is not an abundance of liquid when you want to plop directly into the dredge. Now you gently cover in your mixture. You want to cover it well, for this is what the batter will stick on. You want to give that a little shake off, and then personally I like breaking out the tongs for this next step because it gets a little messy, but into the batter. Just gonna want to give that a solid coating in the batter and pick it up. Does it up? Try not to break it like I did. Pick it up, let the excess drip off, and then immediately into the hot oil. Holy yeah. You know what, frick the tongs, I'm doing this by hand. You get the time lapse of me doing this now. Alright, while the last piece of fish is frying up, it's time to get our fries out. Oh, these are nice, soft and cold, which means they will fry up to be crispy and beautiful. Also, I have the door open because my deep fryer produces an unholy amount of smoke. So we have fries and they will be ready to fry. So the last piece of fish and it's frying up pretty well. Alright, here we have it, the very last piece of fish. Very good stuff if I do say so myself. Which means finally it's time to take care of the French fries. They are very soft and delicate fries, so try to be very careful with them as you're placing them in the baskets. I like to get a solid layer of them down first, which helps prevent splashing as I add the last of them in. Give them a bit of stir so the bigger ones can go on the bottom and the small ones can float to the top where they will cook less. Doesn't need much longer now. Alright, these are some pretty done fries, so I'm gonna give them a shake there and I'm gonna let them drip out all their oil for a minute. Look how beautiful of fries those are. Have the goods, so I'm placing them into a bowl right now. Immediately, I'm gonna hit them with some Osmo salt. A little bit of this freshly cracked salt because it's in smaller grains. The reason it's in a bowl, so I can come and do this. Give it a good toss. Make sure everything's evenly coated in salt. Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you an important message from our sponsors. Hello everyone, it is I, the Danny, back again, and today I'm here to tell you that this video is sponsored by me. I know, how crazy. I'm a small YouTuber, very small YouTuber, which I'm sure most of you out there understand the struggle. It can be rough being a small YouTuber. I put hours and hours of passion and hard work into my videos, and yet sadly, a lot of them don't meet the preferred performance I'd like them to have. I guess the point is, and what I'm trying to say, why I'm dressed up fancy, suit and tie, if you like this video, and you are feeling generous, then please consider helping out my channel in any way you see fit. There are multiple ways you can do this. You can become a recurring video watcher. You can leave a like on the video. You can join our Discord server. You can join my Patreon and Twitch, which at the time of recording this does not exist, but will eventually, maybe. You could do the classics, you could subscribe, you could join the channel. But as long as you are enjoying the content I make, and you let me know that you are enjoying the content, that's all I care. This is sort of a message to tell you to support my channel, which is mainly what it is, but it's also a thank you note to all of you watching. Without further ado, let's return to the video. Grab yourself a drink, and grab yourself a snack. It's time to be Danny. We will now return to our regularly scheduled program. Thanks for your understanding. Hello, folks. So now it is finally time to taste our indulgent treats. I'm gonna start with a fry here. Wait, what's the best looking fry? Well, here it is now. Let's see if my mic will pick it up. But the outside's crisp. And if you break it open, a nice, tender, and fluffy inside. So yeah, let's try it out. That's a good fry. Fresh out of the fryer too. Try it with some of our tartar sauce here. Wow, that's really good. Oh wow, that's really good. Finally, have our fish here. Okay, here we have the fish, and I'm just gonna tear that open, and oh my goodness, look at how beautiful that is. Fresh out of the fryer, nice and hot. Don't know if you can see on camera, but it's steaming. Finally, let's try it with some tartar sauce. It's tender, it's succulent, it's delicious. Absolute amazing fish and chips. And that's how you make fish and chips. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, if you want me to make the next recipe for you, put it in my Discord or just leave a comment, and who knows. My camera died, blam. But, as I was saying, if you want me to make you a grand recipe, then either leave it in my Discord under video suggestion, or leave a comment, and if you are a lucky comrade, then maybe, just maybe, I will make your dream of absolute deliciousness come true. So, without further ado, до свидания, everybody. Goodbye.